Hello, I thought I would update you on what's next. Okay, so we'll get started with the backstory. Let's go back a few years. I literally had a whole bunch of ideas because that's how my brain works. And instead of doing everything perfect and making sure everything was just so, I love those people. We need those people. I need a little bit more of that in my life. I just literally threw a whole bunch of things in a funnel, business-wise. Whole bunch of things. Threw it in the funnel, and as I've kept going and stepped out in it, it's kind of weeded down, and what's coming out is some of the bases that are working and I love and I need to stay in. Okay, so I've been in that I think it's 7 years. Still trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up. Okay, so anyway, so again, I have I live in this building. I'm in an upstairs studio right now. It's so cool. The view is so cool. I mean, like, it's not wilderness cool, but where's that one side of the building? See, that's kind of cool. Anyway, live upstairs above my studio because we sold our house in a different town, and we work over here. And so we don't have any kids at home, so that's why we moved. So anyway, still moving stuff from the barn there, still moving 2 buildings that my husband's family owned and sold the business, and he works for somebody else now, and still have stuff there I need to do. So I was all settled down here, but it's a little bitty down there, and it was hard to do workshops. It was hard to have retail and workshops in there. It was just too much. So anyway, then I have a beautiful building just down the street that I'm in right now that I have owned for 15 years, I think. 15 years. Had it rented out. I was a salon, retail in the front, hair salon, and had never even really painted but maybe 1 or 2 things. And so anyway, long story, I won't get into all that. So I just did hair. Well, then I quit doing hair and just ran after that last baby of the 7 wholeheartedly and barely kept any of the business stuff afloat. So 2 years before she graduated, I kind of started this down here, but didn't really, only open on Saturdays. Really didn't do workshops and all that. So my renter had been in there. I had somebody in there for a year. And then his cousin, who was the last person, Jeannie, had a coffee shop and craft mall in the front and did that for 7 years. And we tried to put our heads together. How can we make this work? Because I loved having the cafe and coffee shop in there. Loved that. And I've always had a dream of having that in the retail. She had too much stuff. I had too much stuff. It just wasn't going to work. Well, she ended up going ahead and just closing it down. And so I was like, what do I do? Do I try to sell the building? Do I try to get another renter? What do I do? So I decided to expand everything I'm doing now, and where my salon was and where her cafe tables were. I put my workshops in, and that was even too small for that spot. And I was going to have to bust out the partial walls, and there's just a lot going on. So anyways, I do love the workshops. Love it. Want to keep on with those. There's 2 people watching. Okay. So, anyway, so the retail since January, not good in this town for me. It's not working. It's not that retail can't work in this town. I don't have what they want. Okay. It's just not working. It was working really good when I had it retail in the beauty shop 15 years ago, but everything's different now. And so I was just like, okay, I'm not paying. Now I don't have a renter. Now I'm paying utilities and my helper, and I'm not making it. Shoot. I was trying to build booth renters and help pay the bills that way, and there was no traffic. I could not charge them booth rent and no traffic and no sales. So I just said, you're on commission. I only have 4 people in there. And anyway, so where am I at on the story? So I was applying for jobs, and maybe sometime I'll share some of the jobs I applied for, because like I was getting desperate because I have new releases with my products. I don't want to quit selling Iron Orchid designs, and they have new releases. Is it 3 or 4 times a year? And I have not got my online sales up enough to support that. Okay. And then I and then the DIY paint too, and all that stuff. And I do have a little bit of a clientele in this town of paint. Thank you for my people, and thank you for the online people that you have let me serve you and support you. I want to keep that up. I want to keep building that. I love doing that. It's fun to ship out. It's weird. I love to ship out. I love to service you. I love to have the in-person workshops and all that stuff. So anyway, I was like, okay, one big job that would have been a good money maker wasn't even opened up. They did in-house, and I think the person that they went with is going to be perfect for them. And so that didn't work out. And I was wondering how I was going to work 40 hours a week and do all the other stuff I wasn't letting go of, the workshops. I thought, well, I'll have to let go of the organizing houses. And I really didn't want to do that. I thought I could still squeeze that in possibly. But anyway, I didn't want to let go of anything I was doing because I've really got some things figured out that I really think are worth it and I want to keep going with. And so anyways, I was like, how am I going to do that? God, if I'm supposed to get that job, let me have it. If I'm not, please don't. And I was so relieved. But then I was like, I still need money. So I was applying for some jobs. I'll tell you about one later. It was going to be a little bit humbling. I'm not going to lie. But I was going to do it. I was like, I can do this. And so to support my craft habit and my paint habit and Iron Orchid and all that stuff. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. That didn't work out. And my husband was like, just go back to doing hair. He has bugged me about that for years because that actually did make money for me. And I said, Mark, when I started doing hair in this town, this small town of 2050, I don't know how long ago. Let's just say it's 15 years ago. There was nobody doing foils. There was no pedicure chair in here. There was just, everybody knew him. He had been a businessman in this town for years. So I had instant clientele because I thought, we trust him. We'll give her a try. Instant clientele. I have never started working where it's just, boom, you were busy. It's actually made money. I said, Mark, don't expect that to happen again because there's a lot of good hairdressers in this town. And then everybody's willing to drive wherever, to get that done wherever they want to go. So I don't expect to be that busy. I don't really even want to be that busy because I want to still be able to do everything else I'm doing. And so I said, don't. He knew it was profitable. So, and I do enjoy it. I love cutting hair. It's my favorite. And I like coloring hair. It's like artistry to me, which I didn't know that when I used to do hair. I had no idea it was art. I had no idea it was creative. I just was like in my little hole doing this. I had no vision. Whole nother talk show on how that all happened, how God just opened all that up. And I hope I always get to do something creative or I might die because that's how much it is. So I love it. And so anyway, there was a business part of it and the stress. I wouldn't sleep at night. If I had a 12-hour day, the next day I wouldn't sleep at night because I would worry about if I have 10 people in my chair, I'm going to have 10 bosses. And it just took a lot out of me. And that part, like if I could do everything for free, I could do it 5 days a week, 12 hours a day type thing because I loved it that much. But everything else was not. But I feel like I've grown a lot. My confidence is different. I don't have to do everything like I don't want to do because I have alternate form of revenue. So I don't have to take everything. Like I'm not doing men's hair. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do little boys' hair. I will do little girls and ladies. I'm doing women's and cuts. I'm not doing waxes. I'm not doing pedicures because I have an esthetician. Caitlin is going to come in and rent my esthetician room. I'm not doing nails. You know what I'm saying? I'm specializing on the things I really love and I won't get tired of. Will there be some stress? Yes. When you color hair, there's some stress. Use some hair color from another country and you want to go blonde? There's been some stress. That's just part of it. Okay, so that's that story. So I'm going back to doing hair. And I did one client so far, haircut, and then I've got 3 booked this week, and I'm so excited. Is it this week? Yes, this week. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm excited about that, and I'm going to try to just do hair 2 days a week. So I'll have time, and I'll be at home because that building feels like home to me. And so, but this is what's changing. Had no idea this was going to happen. I'm not still fully approved for it, but I am trying to get approved for my Iron Orchid and my DIY paint in another town location. I've been accepted to be there by the person, but I have to be approved by the company because it's territories. You've got territories that you can't, if there's one so many miles, you can't do it. And I had to have a certain amount of store hours to be able to do that and everything. So I'm trying to get approved for that. That would be in August. And so I just sent off all the paperwork and filled out all the stuff. There's not a lot of paperwork, but you send off a lot of stuff and you have to prove and show this is where you're going. It's legit and all the stuff. And then I'm online with the Iron Orchid. I could just be online stockist and not have a brick and mortar with them and still have the product. But DIY, you have to have a space. So that's the story. So I'm still doing all that, and I'm really excited. Still having our BFF night the first Friday of every month. I was going to do it every Friday of June and July. It's not going to work. The first month, the first time, nobody come. And then the next month, I don't think anybody was going to come either, but I did cancel it. I kind of waited till the last minute. Nobody was reaching out. The two that I thought was coming wasn't, so we were changing it. So I'm just going to do the first Friday of every month. But guess what? July is on Friday the 4th. The 4th of July. Ain't nobody coming for that. Probably ain't nobody coming the day before or the day after. So we are not doing the next BFF workshop until somebody can look on the calendar. It's like I think it's the 11th. I think it's August 11th is the next Friday. So the second Friday. And then we will go ahead and do it just a few weeks later on September, the first Friday. So we're sticking with the 6 o'clock, 6 to whenever. I'm not putting 6 to 8 because people freak out if they stay longer. They feel bad. No, it's okay. We're starting at 6. Okay. And, yeah, so that's the story on that. And the next one I do not have pictures of. I had screenshots of another artist that kind of had done this. I think it was a pre-made one. I don't think she made it, but I'm going to make ours. And it's going to be so cute. And so I've got to make the prototype and put the picture out and figure out the price. I always figure out the price when I see how much I got in it. So there will be other options. That's our featured project. But if you don't want to do that, you can do, I've got tons of different, starting from $22 to $85. You can come and pick and we will hook you up. Okay. So it's super fun. So that's coming up. Okay. So I'm doing hair. I'm still going to organize houses as I get those clients. I'm doing the workshops and that'll be it. And then I'll have a commissioned pieces because I'm not going to have a booth. She does it on commission. I love that. That's how I was going to do it here after. But anyway, so yeah, so I'll be restocking that place and keeping up with that. So when you rent a booth, you're paying the store owner to be your worker kind of because they're there all the time. They're serving the customers, but I got things that I want to set up in the booth to help when she's busy. Like our company, my paint company has made little videos where I thought about this one thing. I seen somebody do it. I can have a Ring doorbell. I'd have to get permission from her, but I'd have a Ring doorbell. I don't know how I'm going to do it when I'm doing hair clients because I'm going to be fully focused on hair clients. That's another reason, unless I paid somebody to work in there, I don't want to like leave a person while I'm coloring their hair. It doesn't matter if you walk away on a haircut, but color is time consistent. I don't want to be serving somebody in the retail area and take away from because when I did hair and had a retail, I had a helper. I had a, what do you call it? Receptionist, whatever. So she will be helping. I thought a Ring doorbell and they can punch it and I'll just have to put these are the days I'm doing hair or whatever, but punch it and they can literally talk to me and I'll be saying, what do you need? Hey, I can tell you how. Okay, get this color and this is how. I don't know, I haven't worked all that out yet. We'll see how it goes. Or they can call me and I will walk you through it. So I'm really excited to still be doing all that I'm doing. I just won't have retail hours. So we're going to be an open, but I am putting on there because I still will have, I just won't be on the locator map for my companies. And if I don't get approved, I got to have the store hours. I'll have set hours I have to. But if I get approved to be over there, I won't have to be open hours. But all my clientele here, or if you want to drive from somewhere, I have it like 24/7. I'll meet you. Okay. But I might not get up at 2 in the morning and go down there. But if we have to, if you're coming through from California or something, I got you. Okay. I'll bring my gun and my husband in case you're a scary person. But anyway, so 24/7, I can still get paint. I'm still going to have full stock of Iron Orchid and paint in Watonga, Oklahoma. Okay. I got you. So I'll meet you anytime. I live like I don't even think I live 2 blocks. I live 1 block from my studio, okay? And so that's the story on that. You know what I'm sad for this town? We've got an awesome, like Rustics opens on Friday. It's awesome. Petals and Pearls is closed for the summer. So they're open, but they're hoping to sell, but they said they're not going to close it down if they don't sell. So we got Petals and Pearls, Rustics only on Fridays, and our other flower shop, Watanga Floral. And it's good. She's got good stuff in there too. That's it. It's so sad. Thomas, where I moved from, was 1,200 people, and they got a lot of strong retail down there. For that size. So I'm sad for that. But you know what? January, February, March, April, May, June. We're almost into July, and I've not had any. I've had maybe 15 people come in for retail, and I only maybe a couple of sales out of that. Maybe $100 of sales, maybe 200. We'll say 200. You see what I'm saying? So you got to do what you got to do, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm still doing my YouTube video. If you want to help me without spending a dime, I release a video once a week. Very few times have I missed. Once a week, and if you watch it all the way through, I get points. It helps me, and I'm just saying that. I mean, I would hope you would enjoy the content. I want people to watch it that would enjoy the content, okay? But if you want to help me without spending time, watch it all the way through, because you get so many hours of watch time, and you can get monetized, and they put your thing out there. And I'm starting to get some clientele off of that work, because it is work creating, filming. I do my own makeup and hair. No. Putting the thumbnail together, putting the post, hey, look over here to watch this, and the descriptions and the links. And I mean, it's time consuming. Okay. I love it though. Now, Caitlin does the tech stuff for me now. I used to do it myself, but now I'm like, Caitlin, what am I going to do when you're totally fully in your business and not helping me? I think I'm going to just pay her some big bucks and say, would you give me an hour of this, your little skills? Because she's done. And I'm 3 hours later saying, I still didn't get it. Can you help me? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather scrub somebody's toilets than do the tech work. And I am serious about that. Or I'd rather paint a piece of furniture for 4 hours to pay somebody 1 hour of tech time. Totally worth it. This is another thing that you do when you get older and you have alternate forms of revenue. If I had no alternate form of revenues and I had to make it, I would figure it out and spend all night. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. And so I'd love to see you. So we're not doing BFF every Friday in June and July, because it wasn't. I don't think people are out of here, man. It's warm and they're out. They're gone. And so that's the story. And plus, we're still moving. We're still moving everything out of everywhere. And so that's the story. Okay. Thank you for watching. And I will go back and I can't look while I'm on here. Comments. I can't see them. So there's probably a way. So if you guys have any questions about anything, if you want me to mail anything out. Oh, we are having our town-wide garage sale, Watauga, Oklahoma, this Saturday. That's another thing I got to get ready. Because I've got a little loft that you can go up in, spiral staircase. I think I'm going to put a sign up, no kids. I got to get that ready. I'm going to have a garage sale, a store garage sale, and liquidation up front. Okay. And on the sidewalk, me and Caitlin's going to be working it. So please come see me Saturday. I think we're going to open at 8. I haven't asked her about that. I'll open at 8. I am not a morning person. I may be up at 5. I may be up at 7. I may be up at 8, but I ain't who I want to be until noon. Anybody else like that? 8 o'clock. And really, I should be there at 7, because serious garage sale people, they'd be knocking on they'd be peeking in your garage at 5 in the morning, trying to lift your garage door. It's crazy. And I get it, because I love some good junk. I'm going to try to stay away from the garage sale because I have plenty of inventory. So this Saturday, garage sale, 104 West Main. And there's a bunch of others out here too. And then our next BFF is the second Friday of July. Okay. Any questions? Just let me know. And I will, you know what? I was going to make my hair look good, because I am walking around as bad advertisement. I will tell you, it is hard to do your own hair and look good. And I never cared really, but now that I'm doing hair, I'm like, I care a little bit. So please don't go buy this. I can do a lot better job. Okay. I'm going to try to put some pictures out. Like I did my first haircut, and I just left it for prep because her son was getting married the next day. So she's going to put big curls in it. And I thought, oh, that wasn't really probably a good one to prep it, because it was just straight. There's one little piece kinked out. I should have curled it if I was going to, but whatever. I'm just going and blowing. Okay, but I will detail it out for you, okay? Service with a smile. That was one of my things. I may not have been the best ever hairstylist, but I pour my heart into serving you, getting back to you, doing my best for you. If something's screwed up, I'm going to try to make it right. You know what I'm saying? So I think I have some other perks that I'll give you. Okay? Thanks for watching. I hope this wasn't sideways. It might have been sideways the whole time. Okay, goodbye.